1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, what you know? It's the show. It's the coolest thing I know. It's the show. It's the coolest thing I know.
Hey guys, what do you get when you get two musician brothers who are also closet freaks for Nintendo games and computer games and horror movies and Disneyland? What do you get?
I don't know. That was quite an intro for, like, you came right at people.
I know.
For our first foray into this, you needed, okay, try that again.
All right.
Okay, hold on. 5, 4, 3.
Hey guys, what do you get when you get two musician brothers who love Nintendo games, computer games, horror movies, Star Wars, all the different things that you love, but we're sheltering it as a child because we would have gotten beat the fuck up if we let anybody know about it. You get us.
I think that was a lot more approachable.
I think so, and you
get
the coolest nerds that you know.
Yeah, I mean, coolest is really, I guess, opinion, but
It's a really, like, fluid term at this point. You know what I mean? Like, what we think is, we're nerds, but we think that, like, we're cool. So, like, I mean, already off to a bad start, like, we're thinking something's cool. So it's like, how much water does that actually hold? You know what I mean?
So this is our inaugural. Mm-hmm. If I had a bottle,
like we're going to space.
If I had a bottle of champagne, I would smash it over your face so hard right now.
I know, I'm the vessel.
Big bon voyage. And we'd be.
Oh my God. What country are you
we
from?
would set sail.
Bon voyage.
No.
That could be so many different things.
A port country, a country that has a port in it, obviously.
Oh wow! You don't come across many of those nowadays.
True. Did you know? Okay, funny thing you bring up space though.
That was like fucking at least a minute and a half ago.
That's not that long.
Dude, for me that's like, dude,
in the realm of time and space, that is like a blink of an eye.
All right. Whatever.
Saying going to space and bringing the whole ship thing. That's why in sci-fi movies, why they're called fleets of ships, because it is actually the Navy in space.
Why? Oh, because it's like water and.
Because you're
fucking stupid. Wouldn't it be the Air Force?
You would think so, but it's not. It never is, which is why they're always called fleets.
That's so weird. Well, like in Alien, they're like Navy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Most game over, man. Most.
Sorry.
That's a little dude.
Sorry.
Most sci-fi ships and things like that are Navy based, where they have like admirals and stuff like that.
No, you're totally right,
yeah,
dude.
I know.
Admiral Akbar at the trap.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a fleet and it's Navy based, which is interesting.
All right, so after all this shit,
yeah, so we're out to a rousing story.
This is fantastic for the first time. My brother was sitting here like, "What are we going to talk about?" And I'm like, "Dude, that's the point. Is you don't. I have notes. Like I fucking took notes. I'm dad.
You have notes on a crumpled up piece of paper that I don't even know how you read that. What's on the back of that?
Nothing.
I thought there was more.
No,
notes
you
on
can
the
just
back.
see through because it's receipt paper. Okay. So we have a couple of things we'd like to touch on. Now, like I said, these are just epic footnote, and there's a bunch of stuff that's going on right now. What the show's going to be about is pretty much things that everybody can find nerdy. You know, we got a little something for everybody. My brother and
I broke my chair.
Oh, whatever, dude.
My bad.
It's a booby trap chair.
Go ahead.
Anyways, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to touch on everything that's a little bit of pop culture that's like now cool. You know what I mean? That, like I said before, it wasn't cool to like this stuff. You know what I mean? Like it was cool to not like this stuff. And we kind of kept that closeted away. But now, kind of.
I didn't.
No.
I didn't.
That's true. And I never really, like, there's pictures of me in, like, 5th grade at, like, the talent show wearing, like, Stormtrooper everything. You know what I mean? So, like, I didn't care.
Dude, I was a Battletoad for Halloween one year.
That's true. I was Ultraman, but I didn't even know who he was. He just looked like a Power Ranger.
No, we watched Ultraman.
Yeah, I guess we went to the videos.
Yeah, dude, we watched Ultraman.
Yeah, we went to the videos.
Yeah, I was a Battletoad, and not a single person, not a one person understood who I was.
Right, and now they're coming back with, like, they're coming back.
It was at E3.
Really?
Yeah, there was a huge Battletoad
statue. Let's talk
that everybody was taking pictures of.
Let's talk about that for a minute. Matt, the fucking asshole that he is, got to go to E3 this year.
I did.
And that's kind of one of the things that... I didn't even write that shit down. See, this is just how it rolls. I wanted you to tell us what you saw there. What were some of the cool things that are coming out? Like, I didn't get to go, and I'm not really a big gamer.
Dude, it was... People keep asking me that question, and it was almost an overwhelming experience of, like... There was so much stuff there. Right. And being a first-timer, I've never gone before, we definitely should have made a game plan for it.
Yeah.
Because it was like we got thrown in an ocean awash, a sea of information and stuff, and I had no idea like how to process all of it. No, we were just kind of aimlessly going from point to point,
right? And
seeing things that, I mean, really, what we did is we tried to find what was familiar to us and use those as beacons.
Okay.
Like we saw the Star Fox center of it, and we're
really?
We know Star Fox, so we went over to that. Or we'd see
stuff that you were familiar with.
Yeah, stuff we're familiar with.
Properties that you were
exactly.
familiar
So
with.
because there's just so much other stuff there, and we were there for 2 days. Should have been there a third day, but we went to Disneyland, which I'm sure will Disney will be a big part of the show as well. But I mean, even in 2 full days that we were there, we maybe saw a fraction of what was possible.
Right.
And I mean, even now as I think back about it, it's almost like a dream trying to like piece it together to make it real.
Yeah.
It's just all this. Wow.
It's dope.
Wow.
I hope that's on there.
Well, it is. It's a microphone.
That's your opinion.
Okay. Yeah. So it was really cool. There was a lot of games that I'm really happy are coming out. Games that I'm questioning coming out, games that I've never heard of before. I mean, it was really cool, and it was just the fact that there's a lot of pop culture added into it as well. Like there was like The Walking Dead was there.
Oh, wow.
That's a huge thing, and just a bunch of stuff like that. I mean, it was kind of everything coming together in one gigantic place.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a Comic-Con. Well, what does it stand for? Electronics, entertainment. What is it? What's the triple E?
Oh, dude, it's funny because like I when somebody asked me about it, I was like, what does E3 stand for?
I know, and any other time we'd know it. You know what I mean? But now, of course, we're under the gun, and I'm like, wait, what does that even stand for?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But it's just like I thought it was just video games. You know what I mean? But it's more than that, I'm guessing, because...
dude, Electronic Entertainment Expo.
Okay, so it is...
Duh.
Right, it's anything electronic.
Yeah, because it's not just video games, it's a lot of hardware, too. Like,
Okay.
they had a lot of virtual reality stuff, a lot of new innovative things like controllers or different apps or things for phones and video game systems, and it was just kind of a look into the future of what video game entertainment will eventually be.
Well, that's cool.
Which is really cool, yeah.
So that kind of brings me on my next point. Something that I got really excited for, and we're just kind of going into 2 different things here. First off, I mean, we'll talk about everything else with Star Wars later, but right now, dude, Star Wars Battlefront, you showed me that thing, and I you pretty much cried, I guess, the first time you saw it. I got goosebumps because it's just like, they had that N64 game. What was that N64 game?
Shadows of the Empire.
Shadows of the Empire.
Which
and you were Mace Windu in a lot of it, right? No, what was that one?
You were never Mace Windu.
What was the white dude's name that you would be on those speeder bikes? You're racing Darth Vader as Anakin Skywalker through the...
No, it wasn't Mace Windu.
Oh.
Mace Windu's not white.
Well, that's what I thought he was in the video game.
No, dude.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure.
See, this is why I don't play video games. But anyways, let's get back on fucking Battlefront. There was the Shadows of the Empire game where you got to, you're piloting, around in Hoth, and you got to. It was pretty much the same stuff that I kind of saw, but this has a lot more angles of gameplay of where you can, be other people. I guess. Can you be a rebel?
Well, it's it basically Dash Rendar, by the way.
Oh God, that's what it was.
Not Mace Windu.
Well, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, no, Dash Rendar. That game.
That's a great name.
That game was so good, dude. I would just play the Hoth level over and over and over again. That's all I would do.
Yeah,
that's all I would do. What'd you ask again? Oh, about Battlefront. It's basically it's basically Battlefield. Well, not I mean, it's Battlefield, but in the Star Wars world, which means you can pick different classes. Like you can be. I mean, I haven't had a chance to play it myself, but I've looked pretty extensively in it, and you can be like a light class where you're not as powerful, but you're more mobile. You can be a heavy gunner class. You can, get into ships. You can get into X-Wings, TIE fighters, AT-ATs, AT-STs. I mean, you can get into vehicles like you do in any other Battlefield game.
Okay.
They say there's going to be a lot of differences because they don't want people just to think, oh, it's just Battlefield with Star Wars. So they're trying to make things different, but it's that type of a game.
Okay.
So you pick your class, and then you just kind of play accordingly as you're supposed to play with that class.
Yeah, it looks unbelievable. Like I said, I'm not a big video game guy, but damn, dude, I could probably watch somebody play this game. You know what I mean? Like, I watched the gameplay, and I was like, this is so awesome. Like, you're in the cockpit of a snowspeeder, and you're just like, this is sick, dude. Do you know when that game's coming out?
Sometime next year.
Right.
The only one that I know that I'm really looking forward to is Fallout, and that's November.
Okay, I have no idea, really. I've never even played a Fallout game. See, this is where I fall short as a nerd, guys, big time. And I'm the first one to admit it. Like, I don't play video games, dude. I'm terrible at them.
I got that.
All right,
I'll take care of that.
Fill me in on Fallout.
Fallout is a post-apocalyptic RPG.
Yeah.
And the first one came out in 96, and the second one came out in 97, or the first one came out in 97, and the second one came out in 98. It's one of those two. So 96 or 97, the first one came out. And the second one came out right after, and Fallout 2 is one of the best games I have ever played. And if you've played Fallout 3, and I know most people have, and you have not played Fallout 2, you don't understand Fallout. And I hate sounding like an elitist, like an old timer. Like, back in my day, my computer games had to walk up snow, uphill.
Walk up snow.
Yeah, try walking up snow. Try that shit. It's not easy, and my video games had to do that.
I've never imagined. It's like walking up, like, dude, what's even harder is walking up rain.
Well, snow's even harder because it's farther apart. The drops aren't close enough.
Oh my god!
Just saying. Just
anyways,
saying.
Fallout.
Anyways, so most people by this point, if you play video games, Fallout 3's, I mean, it was one of the biggest games to come out in the last. But I think that came out like 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But dude, they didn't make it from Fallout 2 to Fallout 3. It was because it came out in 98. It was almost 10 years apart. They did a lot with a lot of my favorite games though. StarCraft and StarCraft 2. Really? That was about 10 years apart. Self-made Half-Life though, which it's never gonna happen.
What?
I've given up the dream.
What?
Half-Life 3, it's never gonna happen.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, but yeah, so if you've played Fallout 3 in Vegas, you're like, oh, they're the greatest games ever, and you haven't played Fallout 2, go download it. I'm sure you can find it somewhere for free. It's a completely different game, but the writing is the best. The gameplay is fantastic. The replayability is fantastic. The different ways you can do pretty much one thing, you can go about it in like multiple different ways depending on the character that you build. And I don't know, in Fallout 3 it feels like the character that you build doesn't matter because they all kind of play the same. In Fallout 2, if you can have a guy with 1 intelligence and you literally grunt through the entire game.
Jesus. Because
someone will say like, how are you, partner? And you usually have about 3 or 4 options.
You're like Groot.
Yeah, and seriously, and so, if you have any intelligence, it's like, I'm fine.
Right.
Option B, fuck you.
Right.
Option C, kill him and take his stuff.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that.
I like option C.
Well, of course you do. But if you have no intelligence, it's just grunt, grunt, squeal, groan.
Right.
And so you do it, and the people, they'll either get mad at you, or they'll be like, I don't want to talk to you.
This
like,
is crazy.
Yeah, or some people just go on with the conversation. You're like, they're like, cool, man, you want to help me out a quest? And you grunt like, cool, here's how you're going to help me on this quest.
These people are desperate.
It's so funny. Like,
they'll take anything.
I mean, it's learn your roots. If you claim to be a huge Fallout fan, go watch or go play Fallout 2.
I'm kind of a big believer in that in general. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things that I like, but like the first thing I do, and maybe it's coming from Dad. Our father's a history buff, and I kind of just, I know a lot of, like, there's a lot of things that I know about, and I know about most of the history behind it. You know, there's a lot of things that I don't know 110% about everything, but I know a lot more. I know a lot more subjects, but maybe not as much matter of the subjects than most people. And I like to feel like I am that way, especially with pop culture. You know, I'm kind of all over the place, but I at least know my history. You know what I mean? Like, I get that stuff down because I like to know where things come from. Everybody likes an origin story. You know, there's a reason why on BattleBots, like we were watching last night, that fucking show. What it was, my brother was like, "Dude, Jesus Christ, there's just so much pomp and circumstance for robots fighting." There was 3 fights, right?
There's 3 fights that lasted, I think, a total of like 7 minutes.
Well, they're only 3 minutes long, right?
And they don't even last. They usually don't go the distance.
One of them went, and it's a fucking hour-long show, and you're like, "What the fuck?" But like, you know, like my brother was like, "America loves the origin story," and he was totally right, you know, and you know, there's a reason why every movie that's a remake, you see a little bit of the origin story because everybody wants to put their own spin on it. But at the same time, it's like, learn the actual history of what it was before it was turned into something else. And, you know, like my brother said, I've never played these games before, but, you know, play the first one, play the second one, because I'm sure that they have to do something with each other, even if they don't at all. Like, it's the world that you're in, you know.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of references to the older games. There's a lot of recurring characters that people usually don't know about in the older games. I mean, that's the way I always try to play video games. Like when I played Final Fantasy VII. You know, I played 8, 9, 10, blah, blah, blah. But then I went back and played the originals.
Right.
Because Final Fantasy VII came out, you know, when I was a kid.
Right.
So I wasn't really old enough to play the older ones. But once I learned 7, I'm like, oh, there's 6 other ones before this.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of them were only available in Japan, and some were actually like 1 when they were actually like labeled 3 and stuff like that. So I went back and played them. That way I have the full experience of it.
Sure.
Like if I ever play a sequel to something that I haven't played the original for, I'll always go back and play the original.
It's like watching like the 3rd Star Wars without watching the 1st and the 2nd one. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, I mean the 4th and 5th and 6th one.
Yeah.
That's 1, 2, and 3 for me, folks. Sorry. I don't count that as their shit.
What do you mean? You didn't like them?
I don't fucking like them. The only one that was good is The Revenge of the Sith, and that's because George Lucas was like, maybe I should fucking hire somebody else to come help me write this movie because I'm shitty. Dude, next time I hear like, I'm gonna fucking shoot somebody, dude. Like that. Fuck that
dude,
thing.
That
Sell
first
toys.
movie, especially, and then young Anakin. Oh god.
Does that when they're out to do the pond racing? Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. The only cool part about that movie is Greg Proops, the guy from Whose Line Is It Anyways, is one of the announcer heads that does the... and Sebulba takes the lead. That dude,
Is he really?
That's Greg fucking Proops from Whose Line.
Oh, dude, I knew that. Yeah, with the glasses. With the glasses. Yeah, I know that.
Most people don't know that.
Yes, I did know that.
But anyways, that's like watching, like, you know, the 6 Star Wars without watching 4 and 5, you know? Which also brings me to another point. I kind of want to keep this rolling. Have you heard about Knights of the Fallen Empire? Have you seen the video they put together for it with the twin brothers?
I showed it to you.
Did you? I thought my buddy Adam showed it to me. Where his 2 brothers are twins.
Oh, maybe he did. Oh, I showed Tony.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you know what it is? Do you know what kind of a game it is? Like what kind of gameplay it is?
Yeah.
It's fucking. I guess it's an MMO.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, what the fuck with this kind of story? It needs to be an RPG. You know what I mean?
And that's again going back to. So there was older games called Knights of the Old Republic,
right?
And those were some of BioWare's earlier games who've gone on to make Mass Effect, which is a hugely popular video game, which I absolutely love. And so they made these older Star Wars games, which are dated by standards now.
Sure.
But those were some games that I hadn't played when I was a kid. 'Cause I didn't have an Xbox; I had a PlayStation,
right?
And they came out for the Xbox, and I played Mass Effect, and I absolutely loved Mass Effect. And so I went back and said, oh, what else does BioWare do? BioWare made these old Star Wars games, and everybody raves about it. Everybody says, go back and play them.
Right.
So I did, because I wanted like, oh, how did this company start? You know, where did they come from? And they made these they are fantastic. The story's great. The missions are great. Everything's really fun. And they came out with an MMO a couple years ago, just called The Old Republic. And I've never been an MMO fan.
Is that kind of like Red Alert? Is that what that?
No. That's an RTS. That's a real time strategy.
Okay, so what is this?
MMO is like World of Warcraft.
Okay, I was gonna say
it's like WoW. It's
so you're playing with a bunch of other fuckers,
tons of people, and it's just it's a I understand the appeal of it.
I get it.
It's just not my type of game.
Because I guess in a game like that, you could probably make decisions to turn on your teammates. Like
You can. You'll
could
die,
be-
and then you'll get banned and kicked out. It depends on the server. you're on.
Okay.
But you won't get very far in the game if you just be an asshole.
Okay.
But my problem with those games is they're called farming missions. Like, you're sitting there like, oh, you have to save the universe, right?
Right.
And then you get to a mission and a little girl says like, oh, I lost my teddy bear. Could you find it for me?
In the middle of
middle of you trying to save the world from the Sith, dude.
Yeah.
Like the galaxy's being taken over by the Sith, and a little
Right.
girl's like, "Can you find my teddy bear?" And you're like, "Sure." And then you take like 10 minutes to find it, and then you bring it to her. She goes, "That's not my teddy bear. It's a different teddy bear." And it's like, why am I wasting my time with this? Like, what am I doing? And it's stuff like that that infuriates me.
Sure.
And it's a ton of stuff. They're called farming missions.
Right. So it's just little like plots in the storyline that just take you away from the main
And
goal.
it's meant to make the game longer.
Right.
Because if they say, oh, you have 90 hours of gameplay.
Right.
But if 80 hours of those are you looking for fucking teddy bears.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Fuck that.
it's not fun. So,
I hope they make a Star Wars game where you're literally looking for teddy bears for
dude,
80
there's
hours.
stuff like that. Not that one, my god. But so getting back to the point, I bought the Old Republic because I was like, well,
And this is for the Xbox?
no, this is the MMO they came out with.
Okay.
So my buddy and I bought it. We got into it. He kind of likes MMOs. I've never really liked them, but I was like, hey, for Star Wars, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Played it for about a week or two. Done.
Really?
Just completely lost interest.
Oh, like you didn't finish the game, you were like, fuck this.
It was
threw away
just
the sticks.
was boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
Right.
It just wasn't that fun to me. And when this game came out, I was really excited. I thought maybe it'd go back to the RPG single player, but I believe it's going to be an MMO, which not many people are happy about.
Yeah,
I mean, if they even if they
great
made
story,
it better, I'm still not an MMO fan.
Yeah.
I'm still not an MMO fan.
Right, so right off the bat, they lose you.
Yeah, I'm still going to be like, God, you know?
Right. All right, so moving on. I'm glad we touched on that. So now we're going to move into a little bit things of that we're both of us are a little bit more keen on. And I really wanted to start off with this, man. This is like the biggest news that's dropped in the past, I'd say, week or two. We've been trying to get this thing up and running for a while. So, Comic-Con, well, we wanted to do one on Comic-Con, but, a lot of stuff came out. And they put out a trailer for Batman v Superman RSVP at Wayne Manor. That's not what it's called. That they put out a trailer for it that's like it's like a short movie in itself. You know what I mean? It's like a 4.5 minute trailer, dude. It's like, oh my god. And they put a lot of stuff in there. They show Robin's suit that says like ha ha ha, joke's on you. And then there's another thing of Ben Affleck like reading the newspaper, and it says like
Ben Affleck?
Yeah, Ben Affleck. He's all bat mad.
Uh-huh.
He's always like, you know what I mean? Like, but he's not making noises. But he's got that face like, you know what I mean? Like every scene, he's like not saying anything. He's just bat mad. For he's like he's pissed. And so like it says like you let your family die, and so people think that they're gonna go that Jared Leto from Suicide Squad is Robin. And, Batman failed him, and he became the Red Mask, and the Red Mask, in a really weird story arc for the comics, is Robin, and he becomes the Joker. It's like this fucking weird whole trip, and, they're kind of tying it in there, and people are like, why is it Batman versus Superman? Well, you figure out that Superman, when he was fighting all these people, he pretty much knocked down a tower that, Wayne Enterprises owns, and a lot of his friends work there, and so he's like, this dude... Yeah, he's like saving the world from these people, but look at how many people he's hurting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he must be stopped. And I love that he's got a voice changer because at least he's not talking like this. Like, dude, like you're like, Christian? Was that you? And he's like, no. You know what I mean? Like, dude, it's so stupid.
It's not me.
Right? Yeah.
It's not me.
But like they change his voice. He's got that weird voice. Like he's like, if I hurt you, do you bleed? And you're like, oh,
do you
that's
think do you ever think Christian Bale I guess Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne ever forgets to like?
Oh God!
And he's like in the restaurant. You know what I mean?
This is like wait, as Bruce Wayne, and he starts talking like Batman, or he's Batman and starts like forgets that he has a suit on. And he's like, oh, I'll have the regular. And
no,
they're like,
no, like the other way, around. The other way around, like he goes like he's there with one of his dates or whatever, and the waiter's like, are you ready to place your order, sir? And he's like, yes, I'll have the
Broiled salmon. Give me the smoked red snapper.
right? or like have you seen our waiter? Oh, I'll see if I can go.
Where is he?
It's like, oh my god. He's like, oh, could you?
Just everyone's like, Batman?
Like everybody turns around, like everybody in the restaurant.
There has to be a slip, dude. There has to be a slip. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that he doesn't. Dude, let me talk about this. There's a fucking scene in Batman Forever with George Clooney, and he buys something as Batman, and his fucking credit card says Batman on it. Hey, are you ready for this? Best part? Expiration date is forever. Fucking name of the movie, dude. Batman Forever. Expiration date, forever. Like, oh, Jesus God, dude. And then wouldn't you think that somebody fucking, like, trace that back to, like, who's paying for all this crazy shit that Batman buys? Bruce Wayne, huh? And then, you know what I mean? Like, you can't put, like, this voice throws you off. Like, what the fuck, dude? I don't understand. But I'm fucking stoked. All right, so this is the news, dude. There's a guy that, you know, they do these, like, you know, you can't talk about, I forget what they're called right now, and I was just talking about non-disclosure, NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. And somebody fucking called in the radio station in Detroit and goes, well, guess what? I was on there, and there's no way they can trace who this is. $5 million, too, if you talk about it, and they find out. $5 million. You know? And apparently, Jenna Malone, if you've ever seen Sucker Punch, I think her name's Rocket. She's got the short hair. She was also in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. She was the love interest. She's gonna be fucking Robin. They're going with the story arc from fucking Dark Knight in the comic books, and she's playing Robin. She's on set as the new Robin, in the Robin suit, which is a whole new thing, you know, and I get it. I think it's fucking cool, dude.
I don't mind it. People get so mad when things are reinvented. I mean, if you go back and read even the people, their sacred comic books, they're all different stories.
Yeah,
I mean, there's different iterations of different things. There's different tellings of different things, and that's what keeps it. I mean, if you told the same story every single time, it would just get boring.
Right.
It would get boring. I mean, but so many beloved things are like that. Like, I mean, bring it back to video games, The Legend of Zelda is like that. I mean, there's totally different tellings of different things.
Right.
But it's all in the same, like,
Worlds,
universe.
right.
I mean, BioShock does the same thing.
Right.
Final Fantasy does the same thing. Every Final Fantasy game is different. I mean, obviously there's some sequels to some of them, but every game is different. It's set in the same kind of world. I mean, there's differences and stuff, but I mean that's what it is with movies. When movies reinvent things to make it new and fresh, as long as it's a good movie, I don't really care.
Dude, and see that's I'm all for it. I'm gonna jump into fucking Suicide Squad because this is just I'm trying to flow naturally, dude. Fucking dude, when I first saw the picture, let me tell you, like months ago, and I saw the picture leaked of Jared Leto by David Ayer, the director was like, oh, this is for the 75th. I believe it was The Killing Joke, the 75th anniversary of that, or maybe just the Joker himself. And they released that picture, and everybody was like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, all this fucking wannabe, like, he looks like he shops at Hot Topic and all this stuff." And I was like, "I think he looks fucking awesome." You know what I mean? Like, okay, like Christopher Nolan's Batman, right? The Joker was a crazy person that had his fucking clothes tailored for him, and he had all this money, and they don't explain how. He painted his face. They totally went away from getting dropped into a vat of acid. They added this, I got these scars, that whole fucking shit, which I'm cool with, because in the comic books, there's 800 different ways that the Joker became the Joker, right? And so, I'm on the whole thing of like, dude, if you can make this as real as possible, let's think about this for a minute, dude. A crazy person goes to jail. All right, and they're by themselves, and they can get out a little bit. Dude? I mean, I know a lot of people that have been to jail, and they have their whole face is covered in tattoos. They're ripped as hell because they're crazy. What is a crazy person gonna do in a cell by himself? He's gonna fucking work out and go crazy, and learn how to fight. And he's in Batman's world, you know what I mean? Like, you're just not gonna sit there and be like, well, I guess this is the end of the line. Like, laugh. Like, no, dude, if you're a fucking criminal mastermind, you're gonna do all that shit. Why are you laughing at me?
Because I just imagine Batman in Beekman's world.
Yeah?
And he's like a scientist.
What? You lost me.
Wasn't Beekman's world?
Beekman's world was a guy that was like, so, hey, and he was like a Brooklyn dude with a rat.
He was like the hip Bill Nye.
Yeah.
So I imagine Batman having his own science show
what
called
Batman is in your head?
Of course, Christian Bale, because of the voice.
Great.
Hey kids, today we're gonna learn about molecules.
If he'd scare you into learning science.
That's what, right? That's what I mean. Like he's like hiding. Like the camera comes on. There's nothing there.
You just hear his voice like echoing.
And you just hear like a ting, ting, ting,
Right.
ting. Like, Batman?
Yeah.
Just silence, you know what I
Right.
mean? And you're just like...
Jesus, dude.
You'll embrace the fear.
Hey, for
You
real.
will learn. You will learn your periodic table.
You'll embrace the fear. You'll embrace the elements.
Right?
H is for hydrogen.
Oh my god. Dude, that would work. That'd be great.
I just imagine he has his lab
Could
coat.
you see what that's...
His lab coat is so huge because,
It's
because he's
like-
in his armor
Right.
over the armor.
And his lab coat's like made out of like the same like Kevlar shit. He's like, does this get dogs to bite me? He's like, you'll be acceptable, the dog. You won't have any more problems with dogs, but knives will sure be a problem. And I love how he gets fucking stuck with a knife. He's like, oh, you in the fucking room when Lucius Fox told you about that? Like, that's the one thing that can get to this armor. And she's like, hi, Batman. And then she stabs him in the fucking ribs, dude. Like, really? I don't know. I thought that was funny. But anyways, let's get back on the Suicide Squad.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. What do you...
Welcome to Batman's world.
So I think that this telling of the Joker is fucking awesome, dude. He's a criminal mastermind. He's been in Arkham Asylum for a long time. He's crazy. You know, it's fucking Jared Leto, who I've been a fan of forever. You know what I mean? And I think he's going to do this part incredible justice. And, I mean, where do you stand on that? Like, what's your feeling on it?
I think it's going to be good. I think people are... I think after Heath Ledger, people are Joker elitists now.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
Which is... I mean, he was great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he was...
Right.
But it's a different person doing a different version of it.
Right.
So it's not gonna be... He's not trying to do Heath Ledger.
Exactly.
Joker. And so people are like, oh, he's not trying to do a Heath Ledger. He's trying to do his own impersonation, his own telling of the Joker.
Right.
And from what I've seen, it looks really good.
Yeah.
I think it looks great. I am not like, oh, he's this or that, or I don't want to judge something until I see it.
Right.
I don't like to judge off of a 2.5 minute trailer.
Especially where you see him for like 10
Where you
seconds.
see him for like barely at all.
Yeah.
So I'm reserving judgment, but
Sure.
I am excited about it.
Yeah.
I really am. I think the style looks interesting. I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it looks really, really good, dude. And now, I'm not really, the Suicide Squad just come back out in about the 90s. And, people like to rip shit apart nowadays, dude. They don't even know what the fuck it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it goes on, and people always have something to say. And then, fucking, they switched over and showed the fucking Deadpool trailer. Did you get to watch it before they pulled it off the internet?
Yeah.
The Deadpool?
Yeah.
I mean, it was only the pirated version.
Yeah.
And they did have scenes of, like, a year ago, they did, like, the computer animation for it with Ryan Reynolds saying a lot of the same lines, Mm-hmm. But it's cool because Disney bought Marvel, and everybody was, this is my favorite thing to say, is, like, when Lucasfilm got bought by Disney, everyone was like, oh, dude, they're going to put, like, fucking Mickey Mouse in there. And I was like, I know, right? Oh, you guys liked Avengers, right? And they're like, fuck yeah! I'm like, you guys like Iron Man, right? They're like, oh my god, it's so good! I'm like, that fucking Disney made those movies after they bought Marvel, right? And they're like, oh, for real? I'm like, yeah, so do you think they're fuck... Dude, they own properties to make money. They don't own properties to turn them into fucking kids' movies. You know
There's
what I mean?
a lot... I saw Ant-Man the other night.
Ant-Man. Oh, you did?
I did. Yeah, and there's a ton of... Dude, there's a ton of... So Disney has Marvel, Disney also has Star Wars.
Yeah.
Some of the laser blasts are the laser blast noises from Star Wars.
Oh, awesome.
The girl, the Wasp. Well, I guess she's not the Wasp in the movie, but the girl who trains Ant-Man. I swear she has a watch that has Mickey Mouse on it.
Really?
I could have sworn that's what I saw. I'm not
probably.
100%, but I mean, there's little things like that throughout the movie.
Yeah.
That are like Disney homages.
Right.
Which is cool. I mean,
I'm all for it.
as soon as I heard that Star Wars like laser noise,
Yeah,
I got
dude.
so excited.
Yeah,
I got
dude.
so stoked.
That's the coolest part is they own fucking Lucas Sounds. You know what I mean? Like they own their whole soundboard, dude. And that's fucking. I'm glad they're using it for other things because it's just like, it's just something else that they could turn it into.
Yeah.
And on that, fucking, I wish, dude, this is taking so long to get out, and everyone's already talked about this shit. But the fucking Star Wars trailer, dude. You know what I mean? Like it looks so good, dude. Like I can't fucking wait to see more of it.
Yeah, well, you saw the You saw the behind the scenes.
Yeah, the Comic-Con
one, right?
reel
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they
yeah.
put together. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, most people I think are Star Wars fans by this
Now.
point. Yeah, I just mean that's what I mean. I think most people are now, and dude, we are all excited for this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
gonna break box office fucking records, dude. It's gonna smash them.
Yeah, and that's, people are worried that it's interesting to me because Star Wars and Star Trek were, because J.J. Abrams is doing Star Wars and he did the remakes to Star Trek, which were resounding successes. I mean, a lot of the diehard people were upset that it's very different.
Yeah, if you can get past the fucking lens.
But it is though. Star Trek and Star Wars, the biggest difference they had was Star Trek was the thinking man's show.
Yeah, yes.
There was a lot more science behind it,
Yeah.
of everything.
Sure.
There was a lot more thought behind it. Like everything in Star Trek could theoretically be explained by science. Whether it was futuristic science or whatever, but it had a scientific explanation.
Yeah.
Where Star Wars was basically magic. Like the
Force, yeah.
The Force is magic. I mean, I know they say midichlorians and everything.
Right. They
But
try
that's
to tie it into...
still
Yeah.
I mean, basically it's magic,
Right.
which is fine. I'm not knocking it. I just mean...
But Star Trek also had fucking aliens and a guy that wore like a fucking, like a beret or whatever, like a headband around his eyes. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So people are worried because the Star Trek remakes were a big departure from the original Star Trek. They were made more like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Way more action.
Yeah.
A lot more. And one I didn't touch on a second ago was Star Trek was really political. It had the first interracial kiss on television ever aired.
Yeah, it's true.
Ever.
Yeah.
I mean, so it was doing stuff like that. Like, that's what it was. When Star Wars was just like, oh, just fun. You know what I mean? And now J.J. Abrams made Star Trek a lot more like Star Wars.
Yeah.
And obviously he's going to keep along that same path, I think.
Right.
From what I've seen.
Right.
So I think the two are going to be really closely related, which I can understand why some people are really upset about.
Yeah.
Because they want their Star Trek and Trekkies and Star Wars kids, they're like,
I know.
they're on
fucking
they're
war.
at war with each other, which I can understand.
I can't though.
I understand it.
Like, if it's all space, why the fuck doesn't everybody just dig it? You know
Outer
what I mean?
space all over the place, dude.
Dude, fucking Air Force.
Outer space all over the place.
All right. Next, you got anything else you want to touch on with the Star Wars shit? I mean, it's pretty it's kind of a dead issue.
It's
at
pretty
this
played
point,
out by
dude.
now. Yeah. How long do you want this to go? I mean, how long do you want this to be?
As long as it needs to be.
Well, I don't want to exhaust. I mean, we're at 37 minutes.
Dude, most podcasts are like a 2-hour thing. We'll get through
Even
this
to
list and then
start,
we'll get the
though?
fuck out of here, alright? Alright. No, this is breaking shit right here, dude. Oh, and I found out that Star Wars Battlefront's actually being released early. It's coming out in November. I think November 17th.
That's like when Fallout's coming out.
Well, that's probably why they moved it up.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? Okay, so, dude, this is some new shit, alright? Batman, and it's not versus them, but it's Batman and Ninja Turtles crossover in the comics, dude. It's a six story thing, so it's gonna go from, oh god, I think it comes out in November as well, and it goes till April.
Mm-hmm.
You know, once a month they're gonna come out with the issue, and you're gonna see that. So what it is it's weird, dude. It's like Krang puts them in a different universe, right? And it's
Not Dimension X? Where he's
right?
from?
Yeah, and it's Batman's universe.
Okay.
So they run into all these Batman villains.
Okay.
And so they're fighting all the Batman villains, like, with Batman. That's all I know about it so far. But the guys that, like, have been writing for the Turtle books and the Batman books are coming together and doing it as a team. Like, they're not, like, somebody's just not taking the two properties and being like, I'm gonna fucking mix them. You know what I mean? Somebody that the two guys that, like, these are like their brain children are doing something with this. And I think, like, do you think this is like a start of like a whole thing with like the Batman versus Superman, like the whole Ninja Turtles and Batman
Well, they've
thing?
been- dude,
it's like Scooby Doo meets Batman.
Dude, they've
all
been
over again.
crossing over pop culture, things like that, all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been of
dude,
late.
No, but I mean, Muhammad Ali was in comics. with Captain America, I believe.
true.
Kiss was in comics.
Yeah.
Barack Obama was in comics, dude. They had Barack Obama in comics.
Yeah,
Our president. Like, they do that stuff all the time.
yeah, I know, but it's never these big of properties, dude. It's like two things that I loved when I was a kid, dude. Batman and fucking Ninja Turtles, and they're fighting the same dudes.
I've never been a fan of crossovers. Of anything.
Right.
The only crossover I've ever enjoyed was Flintstones and Jetsons.
Yeah, dude. Wait, what about... Okay, so what about Avengers? Because that's like the ultimate crossover movie.
No, because they're all the same universe.
Yeah, but dude, like...
But they're
overlapping storylines. It's like, how can
I know,
you
but
dance
it's still,
with all those people?
But it's
and...
still the same universe.
Yeah.
Flintstones and Jetsons, dude?
Yeah, it's like fucking just the opposite ends of the time spectrum.
I mean, I guess you could technically say, oh, it's the same universe because it's Earth, I guess.
Right.
But, you know.
Well, I don't even know if the Jetsons live on Earth. Don't they live in a fucking space station? Because doesn't Elroy have like a fucking space helmet on the whole time?
Well,
and if he lived on Earth, wouldn't air be like an abundance around the Earth?
Universes are pretty vast.
Alright.
So they could still be in the same universe.
Yeah. I don't know. What was the fucking dog's name?
Astro?
Could he talk? Was he like Scooby-Doo, just gray?
Yeah.
He was, huh?
Yeah, basically.
Jesus God. I would like to see who voiced him and see if like it's the same fucking dude. Whatever. Anyways, there's a couple of new movies coming out. We're gonna.
I hope it's the same guy.
Yeah, dude.
I hope like he's
and he doesn't even leave studios. Like he's such a big person on it. And
it's like, oh, you need a talking dog? We got the guy.
Right, but he's like, okay, Jetsons people out. The other people, the Scooby-Doo people are coming in.
Yeah, and they're like, Trevor Dogman, you stay right there.
Trevor Dogman.
Yeah.
That's a name, dude.
Well,
That's a stretch.
He's a dog man, dude.
Well, yeah.
Trevor Dogman.
No, I didn't put that together. That was really creative. So we got new movies coming out. First off, Ghostbusters. I had to go there.
You said that's so weird.
I know. Well, dude.
First off, Ghostbusters.
Well, it needs to be said like that, I believe. I mean, I would watch this we're huge Saturday Night Live people, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I still support that show, even though it's just going downhill, dude. It's going to hell in a handbasket. It is.
It goes through its peaks and valleys.
Sure,
it's in a valley.
As
right
of
now.
the last 5-6 years, this is really shitty.
Well, dude, after
like Bill Hader
left,
Jason
Sudeikis, Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, dude.
God, who's the other one? Fred Armisen. I mean, there were some huge names that have been with them forever.
Yeah.
Will Forte is the other one.
Oh,
That's what I was thinking
he's
of.
my favorite.
Dude, after they all left, it's a struggle, man. They have to, they have to build back up.
Yeah, those are really good. Like, those are going to be people's, like our Will Ferrell's and Chris Kattan's, like, that's who, like kids, you know what I mean? They're going to grow up with them. It's like, oh, man, remember the fucking original ones? Like, no. But anyways, I would watch these girls, like, at Benihana's making my dinner, dude. I would pay. Fuck you, take my money, dude.
Well, you have to pay.
Like, if it's Kristen Wiig.
You have to pay.
No, you don't.
You can't not pay for someone to make
the cards
you
that
dinner.
they push, like, over to the table that has, like, the rice and the fucking, whatever you order, like, the lobster, you could crouch behind there and fucking do, like, a Scooby-Doo takeoff and just be like, and dip out the fucking door.
Were those your feet?
Those are the feet, like, kicking up the carpet, and the carpet's fucking rumpling up behind you.
Right, hell slow, you're not moving.
Right, well, yeah.
And the ghost, for whatever reason, still stands there waiting for you.
Yeah,
right?
yes.
Like, instead of, like, getting you and kill... What were they gonna do if they ever caught them?
That's the thing, is like, what if they were just like so stoned, they were like, what the, is that fucking real? And then they're like, wait, hold on, and they touch it, and they're like, this is a fucking dude wearing a costume, or it's like, this is all smoke and mirrors, dude, what the fuck is going on?
But it really, like...
It ruined the show for one thing.
It really takes it to a dark place if, like, Old Man Marley,
Oh, dude.
if he ever caught them, was he gonna, like, skin them alive?
Oh, dude, that would be a good fucking...
But you see what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, all of a sudden, like, oh, they actually caught us for once. Now
Right.
what? He's like, I'm gonna, like, suck your eyeballs out with a shot vac.
Do like a horror Scooby-Doo, like if somebody like rebooted Scooby-Doo in like an R-rated movie, it was
Yes.
like the new telling of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, and they got caught, like, and that's what makes it really, like, horrible thinking.
Right.
Like, what would he actually do if he caught him? Or would he be like a dog?
Like rape them?
Would he be like a dog, like, chasing a car, like, after he catches it, like, oh.
And then goes on to something else?
Okay.
I don't know. I think I like to think that he would. This is fucked up. But I like to think that he would like rape them,
Dude.
Like he would have them as like sex. He would give them just enough. He would like human centipede these people. Like he'd give them just enough food and water so they're like alive, but they can't move, so they can't fight back. And there's like, and he could just have his way with like Thelma And Velma, I mean, wait, I don't even know their fucking names. All I know is Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. I think those are the only two, dude. I don't even know the fucking guy with the fucking... He's got like the
neckerchief?
Yeah, he's got the fucking neckerchief, dude.
Well, there's Daphne.
Dick with a neckerchief. Daphne was like the hot redhead, right?
She was
and
blonde.
Velma was like the fucking...
Oh, no, she's redhead. I'm
Velma
sorry.
was like the lesbian with the fucking glasses and shit.
She got cakes, though.
Does she?
Dude.
I never noticed that.
She got...
Velma's got a donkey dog?
She's got...
And then she's got boobs. She's got like some sweater puppies, dude. Well, like she's always wearing that... Was it like an orange sweater? Or is her fucking... I think it's orange and green. I think she's orange and green.
Yeah, it was...
Or orange and red.
It was just orange and red. Yeah, there was Velma, Shaggy, Fred was
Fred!
the guy. And then Scrappy Doo, who I couldn't stand.
Puppy power! Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need a fucking... Dude, not everybody needs a fucking... You know what I mean? Like a call sign or like a saying. You know what I mean? Like, that's so overplayed. And what the fuck was... Why could he talk and Scooby couldn't? Dude, she was hella hippie, bro.
That's what I'm saying. She was all woman.
Damn, bro.
She was all woman. Not sure about the shoe choice.
Yeah.
I mean...
There was a...
What are those?
Dude... What are those?
What? Look at them.
Dude, if I ever see those shoes, I'm gonna call them the Thelmas, fool. The Thelmas, dude. She's wearing straight up Scooby Don'ts,
hold on.
dude. Scooby Don'ts, dog. Those are not Scooby Doos.
Hold on. Now I am very curious about the Scooby-Doo footwear.
Okay, so Matt's Googling
I got it.
Scooby-Doo footwear.
Okay,
well, it's all
so
70s shit, so it's like Mary Jane's and
yeah,
stuff.
but like
they're trying to be.
Shaggy had the bell bottoms and like the boots.
Right.
What is Fred?
Fred's got like almost like moccasins on, dude.
Kind
Or like
of?
some dress shoes. He almost kind of looks like a hipster.
A little bit, and
got,
then,
like, wingtips
and then
on?
Daphne's got some like kitty heels or something.
Yeah, they're like really like they're really
Are they
like
kinda flats?
an inch heels.
Yeah, I mean,
They kind of look like fucking pilgrim shoes, but purple without the. Do they have a buckle on them? I can't tell. I can't see.
the Santa Marias, dude. The Santa Marias.
It's like they keep on the Mayflower.
Right? It's like
But Christopher Columbus probably wore those
right?
fucking
It's like
buckler shoes.
it's like oh I got the Santa Maria 15s, dude.
Dude.
The 1615s.
Dude, did you get the Crisco Flumbers signature Flumbers, dude? The signature Crisco Flumbers.
I forgot what Crisco
I told somebody about that the other week. I was like, dude, our manager thought that it was Crisco Flumber. Now, I wasn't there for the story, and I fucking wish I was. Because my brother and my other bandmates were like, dude, he was serious. Like, our old band had a manager before I was in it. And I knew the guy.
He was trying to say Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, fuck. Dude, how does
But
that
he said
escape you?
Crisco Flumber.
Dude. And I'm here like, there's no way he was serious. There's fucking no way he was probably kidding and then just played into the joke. And everybody was convinced, like, no, he fucking did not know.
Dude, he said Crisco Flumber.
Dude. How do you
Because he was talking to a group of girls and got super, like flustered
Yeah,
and flabbergasted.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh yeah, dude, sailed the ocean blue. He's like, oh, Crisco Flumber?
Oh my god.
we're like,
he didn't even try to fucking, like, save himself?
No, because as soon as he did, I just threw my hands at him and just did a lap around the group.
Oh, that's the best thing to do.
The victory lap.
Take
I'm like,
a lap.
wait, did you just say Crisco Flumber? He's like, I meant Christopher Columbus. Like, yeah, well, you didn't say that.
Okay.
You didn't
See,
say
I
that.
just thought, like, he was like, no, that's his name.
No, he didn't actually think his name was Crisco Flumber. He just...
You know, we really
He
have...
just flumbered, dude.
And this is why I love podcasts so much, is because we started talking about fucking Ghostbusters, and then this is where it's taken us.
I love how you're like, this is why I love podcasting so much. P.S. This is our first one we've ever
No,
made.
I said podcasts.
No, I'm just...
I love podcasts. You know what I mean? I just like podcasting.
I just watched some podcasts.
I just... Dude, cheese and cornbread had a fight. Okay, so Ghostbusters, are you on board or no? We'll just rock through this.
Yes.
Okay.
Because as I said, I if it's a good movie, girls. Like,
Well, they brought...
whatever.
Apparently they got Chris Pratt and Channing Tatum into the fucking roles, you know?
Channing Tatum?
Right before people were like, fuck this movie, I'm out. They're like, wait, but don't you like the guy from fucking 21 Jump Street? And here comes fucking the dude from everything else that you like.
Yeah.
He's gonna be Indiana Jones in the next movie. He's fucking Star-Lord. He's the dude that can train raptors, you know? By the way, have you seen all those like gifs of like people, like trainers that are like putting their hands out like the guy in the Raptors does? But it's like, it's a lot of zookeepers and they're doing it with like harmless animals.
No.
Like penguins, and they're like, he's like, stop. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna like do something, they're just standing there looking at him like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's pretty good, dude. There's a lot of them on the internet. And sooner or later, guys, we're gonna be able to, when we get like a YouTube thing when we get this whole thing dialed in, like this is our inaugural one. This is the first time, you know, this is Disneyland, 1955, July 17th, live on ABC, where everything was going to shit, where every ride was breaking down. Know your history, guys. The first day of Disneyland was a fucking disaster.
Real quick, before we get crushed, it's GIF, not GIF, by the way.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Well, see, I don't fucking
You don't know that shit. That's fine. I am
GIF?
because there are going to be a lot of people that are like, you pronounced it wrong.
I hope they do. Thanks, Conan O'Brien.
I know. Well, that's not fair. That's been my nerd voice forever, dude.
Dude, that is so good.
Dude, when he stole that, I was
shit.
like, oh man, like,
He took that shit.
That's my angry nerd.
Dude,
like,
say something. Say anything in there. Say your shoes are stupid, Velma.
Your shoes are stupid, Velma.
Anything in that voice makes me laugh.
well, dude, that's because you know that's. I mean, of
of
the two people who are going to listen to this,
yeah,
one of them could be like,
right. Oh,
no,
incorrect.
No, it is absolutely pronounced GIF.
Dude, I literally just today watched Pastor Erickson's Mighty Tiny Time. And that's on Paul Regal Boulevard.
No,
Miney.
M-I-N-E-Y.
He says, no, incorrect. He says, can you say Browntown? Oh, yes, I can't wait to hear this back. Like, he's so, dude, yes! And he starts laughing. Okay,
Yes.
anyways.
So, yes, I'm on board with Ghostbusters.
So Jiffy Lube.
Yes.
Ghostbusters, go. So, Indiana Jones, Chris Pratt, are you on board? Or do you want to see Harrison Ford fucking don the fedora and put the whip and the satchel on one more time and go do business?
As long as it's absolutely nothing like the Crystal Skull, I'm down with it.
I think they learned their lesson on that.
I don't know, dude. The fact that it's... Oh, my God. The fact that it was
exists.
like... Oh, it's aliens. Like, okay, but it's not really going to be aliens.
Right.
It's going to be aliens. Okay, what's the twist going to be? No, it's aliens.
And Kate Blanchett with the worst fucking Russian accent I've ever heard in my life.
I just can't believe it was actually aliens, dude.
Right.
Like, it would... The only worst ending to that movie would have been if, like, the whole temple's crushing and falling down on top of him, and all of a sudden he was like... He wakes up.
Oh, shit.
And it's like, oh.
And Sean Connery's like, Junior, did you have a bad dream?
He's like, Dad, yeah. And then he lays back down, and it's like...
Harrison Ford talks like this.
Yeah, Harrison Ford. Aliens. Plane crash. Golf course.
He's so stoned out of his mind all the time.
But I
now.
mean, like, it would have been better if he just would have woken up and been like, that was just a dream.
Man.
And then laid back down and the credits roll.
Right. Dude, with that music. Alright, so Indiana Jones, you're on board.
As long as it is literally, as long as the tagline is, it's called Indiana Jones, not the Crystal Skull,
Right.
I will be super on board with it.
Alright. And I think if they did another Indiana Jones, I would like to see, if they did bring in Chris Pratt, I would like to see like a fucking, I mean, like an origin story, like they did with River Phoenix. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that was cool how they gave him the scar on his chin from when Harrison Ford actually got in a really bad car accident when he was super young. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's just stuff like that that's fun. You know, if it's done right, it's fucking rad, dude. Yeah. Okay, so horror time. This is my segment. Matt got his fucking video game stuff. Let's talk a little bit about horror movies. They're not remaking, and I don't know if they're rebooting, but they are doing another Halloween movie. Rob Zombie was going to do Halloween 3D in his own little world, but he kind of backed out. Rob Zombie's kind of been all over the place. He wants to do a fucking Groucho Marx biopic, which is fucking weird. I think that'd be cool. But anyways, they're redoing it. They're writing the script. They have the script ready for October, I believe, is when they're going to do the first read-through. They want to do the first read-through on Halloween, so hopefully they have the cast set up and all that stuff. Rob Zombie is also in the news. It has been for a while. I've been following this movie forever. He started it with like a Kickstarter, and the movie's called 31. Now, I don't find clowns scary. I never have, right? The person that... Okay, I went to Halloween Horror Nights last year, which I do every year. Shout out to Melly Crim for doing the makeup. Excellent job. I took Cheryl, and we went in and Slash... They do like a rocker thing every year, right? The first year I went was... I want to say Ozzy Osbourne, then Alice Cooper... And then, oh god, there was another one. Black Sabbath did one.
Well, you know your parents are Slash, right?
What's that?
You know your parents are Slash, right?
What do you mean?
Oh, you don't know?
No.
Dude, Slash isn't real, dude.
What do you mean?
Oh my god, I can't believe you don't know this.
No, I don't know this.
He's played by your parents. How do you think Slash is like everywhere at one time?
It's played by my parents?
Like Santa Claus?
Oh.
Slash is your parents, dude.
Oh, man.
How do you think he's everywhere at one time?
I don't know. That's true.
Wow, yeah. And sorry if it was a spoiler for you kids out there who still believe in Slash.
That sucks.
He's just your parents.
Dude, mom and dad are so good at the guitar and making scary clown mazes.
Dude, all parents are.
And drinking fucking heroin from a
I
firehouse.
am so sorry.
My dreams
I'm
are sad.
so sorry.
Anyways.
Yeah.
After I just got my fucking dreams tattered onto the ground. So we went into the clown maze. Now, Cheryl's is death. That's like the one thing that'll get Cheryl going is clowns. And we get through the maze, and at the end, I realize that she is holding my arms across her eyes. And she's... Sorry, babe. She's fucking bawling, dude. Like, can't catch her breath, can barely talk. Right? I'm like, damn, dude, that really scared the fuck out of her. And I don't know what it is. People, it's like a phobia people have. I forget what it's... We'll just call it clownophobia.
Clownphobia?
Clownphobia. Marcel phobia. Well, he's a mime or he's a clown. Sad clown. I don't know. Anyways, he's a French guy, so fuck him. I don't like
Well,
the French.
there goes all of our French fans.
Oh yeah, all fucking zero of them. Anyways, I think we lost him when you said fucking bon voyage or whatever the fuck.
No.
Do you think that got him?
That got him. That brought him in.
And then I fucked it up.
Oh yes, a man who speaks our language.
That's the worst French accent. That was like what the fuck? I saw you with like a monocle, like opening a door for like a fucking regal ass party. Yeah, it's like, is that your best impression of me? Anyways, that was terrible too. But yeah, dude, so Slash made a fucking thing, and it was scary, and I don't get it, but clowns, this movie's called 31, and it's Rob Zombie's new horror movie, and it's about a theme park that gets taken over by a bunch of psychotic clowns, and obviously it's going to be rated R, it's going to be fucked up and gory.
I want Rob Zombie to make a PG-rated movie.
Well, that's what he's going to do with he's going to do the Groucho Marx biopic, which would just be fucking weird.
That's going to be so crazy.
Yeah, dude. Just as like, I don't know, somebody comes and eats him halfway through the movie and shit, or I don't know. Just some weird fucking, like, oh, I'm artsy and different. Anyways, I love Rob Zombie. You know, the last movie he did sucked, and that was fucking, oh my god. God. Anyways, I'll figure it out.
Was it Dracula?
What?
Isn't that a song you did?
No, Dragula is one of his songs.
Dracula!
Yeah, but this one was...
In the back of my Dracula!
Yeah, but Lords of Salem, dude. Devil's Rejects, amazing. House of a Thousand Corpses, fucking rad. I went to both of those haunted houses. They were fucking unbelievable. And, so this movie's gonna be fucking rad. I can't wait to see it. So that's another one that's coming out that I'm excited for. And I think that's it for the fucking movies that have been announced lately. All the other ones I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Oh, dude, I talked to you about this earlier this week. Disney's fucking coming out with a fucking... their next live action movie is going to be Aladdin, but it's a prequel to Aladdin, and it's the genie. But Robin Williams is fucking dead.
Let's hit that on our next one, dude.
Alright,
let's
we'll
save the Disney
next
stuff
one.
for the next one.
Alright, next one we'll talk about some Disney shit, you guys, and how they're going to expand the park.
Well, if you're still with us after an hour... I applaud you guys.
Yeah, dude, I'll give you $1.
Yeah, this is our first... dude, I thought we were going to run out of stuff to say in like 15 minutes.
I told you, we can still go on.
I know.
And we don't want to fucking give them everything at one time.
Yeah.
And then be spent for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you just get like a couple solid thrusts, dude. Solid thrusts. It's not like half. I'm talking like solid thrusts. And then you're asleep.
Yeah, so we're going to try to do this weekly.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what we want to do?
Weekly, bro.
Weekly?
Unless there's other stupid shit that gets in the way, but dude, I mean, this was fun for me. I get
Yeah.
to talk about stupid, nerdy shit that I find cool. And I don't care if anybody listens, because I got to learn a bunch of shit about video games that I didn't know about. And I learned that they're called GIFs instead of GIFs.
Now when you say it in front of a group of people, they're not gonna like talk hella shit behind your back. Which
Right.
They probably
They
do.
already are.
They already do, dude.
That's okay, and I know that. But see, the best part is about something like this is I guarantee you there's going to be somebody that listens to this, and they're like, dude, I thought it was fucking GIFs or GIFs too. And if not, well, then I'm the only
We teach
motherfucker.
people stuff.
Well, yeah.
We teach people stuff.
That's, hey, man. If I can learn something while learning others by the, like teaching others at the same time, talk about killing fucking two birds. You know what I mean? With the podcast.
All right, you guys. Well, we're signing off. We will be back next week. We have a. Are we able to post stuff when we post this of like our Twitter and all that kind of stuff?
Why don't you just tell them what it is, dude?
Yeah, we started a Twitter up. We have a YouTube channel. Nothing's really going to be on it for a while. We're going to kind of figure that out. But if you want to give any feedback whatsoever, please tweet us at CKYN.
CN.
No,
Coolest
CK.
nerds.
Oh, God, I keep doing that.
It's alright. Coolest kids.
Yeah.
And no's not NOW.
So
Jesus.
So tweet us at CNYK podcast. That's where you can reach us, and we'd love to hear any kind of feedback to make this better. Again, it's our first shot in the dark here, so
Yeah.
we have a lot of room to improve, obviously.
I really want to take live tweets next time, and I'd like to fucking do something where we can, have you guys call in and just be idiots with us. And just have a good time.
Yeah,
man.
just kind of have some sort of interaction. So
Yeah.
that's it for now, guys. Look for us next week. Tweet us, and this was fun, man.
This was fucking awesome, dude. I had
Cool,
a great
man.
time.
Me too. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.